What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we are going to be planning on an operation against the Qvengers in Skegness. So, ever since the Qvengers have taken over the whole town, they have taken over two more towns. One is Mablethorpe, and the other one I can't remember, but we are going to look at it in the slideshow. So this is a picture of Skegness, and as you see where these red and white lines are, yeah, that is Skegness. And every entry point into Skegness has Qvenger checkpoints. But you know what I mean exactly. So like halting the vehicles, check and see if there's any Marcus Hunt soldiers or whoever are my allies. And then if there's none of us, then just let them through. So, let's have a look and plan on the operation, shall we? So, this is Haven. So this is in Mablethorpe, or near Mablethorpe, I believe. And on the first day of the operation, which will be on the 23rd, this is where we are going to be. Now, we will not be having aircrafts, aircrafts around in this operation, because obviously the Qvengers have missile batteries, such as air defences, that will shoot one of us down from the sky. But unless we could use the aircraft around this area, if we can find the missile batteries and destroy them. Yeah, so, first thing is first. In our dinghies and boats, we advance towards this beach. And the Qvengers on the beach have like a load of hedgehogs and a load of MGs as well, and mortars. Well, actually the mortars are about here, exactly. Well, somewhere in their haven, in the holiday park. Like near the caravans or wherever they are. And they also have artillery. So we'll be in our dinghies, we're going to push towards the beach. The Qvengers on the sand or wherever have bunkers. So basically this is going to be like D-Day. So the battle in Normandy, I think that's what it's called. Battle of Normandy, that was Operation Overlord in World War II. So this is going to be a bit like D-Day. So our ships and aircraft carriers will be further back somewhere in the sea, on the east side of this. So our boats are going to go in, and then we go onto the beach, advance, we fight our way through, and then once we've killed the Qvengers, push the Qvengers on the beach, then some of the survivors of the Qvengers are going to retreat all the way to Haven. So somewhere like this. Golden Sands. So yeah, we push the Qvengers towards the beach. They're going to fall back into Haven. So we capture the bunkers, and then once we do that, we're going to head into Haven, and we're going to kill the Qvengers there and destroy their air defences, artillery and mortars, etc. And there are a load of caravans in the holiday park that the Qvengers have taken over, and we are going to need to kill them as well. Once this whole building in Haven, well, where my finger is, once that building is clear, we're going to place a tracker of where all the Qvenger soldiers are hiding, like somewhere in the caravans, because you never know. Like, for example, one of my soldiers, like, going around in the caravans, and then the Qvengers hiding in the caravans will ambush. So that's why we headed over to the building first, clear the Qvenger soldiers in there, we place a tracker to see where all the Qvenger soldiers are in that holiday park are. And then that'll be our mission during this operation done. Well, one mission, but we've got more exactly. And then the next day after that, we head over to Mablethorpe, because the Qvengers have also taken over Mablethorpe, and they have a load of soldiers there, and some air defences, missile batteries, etc. Fish and chip shops, arcades, all the places that in Mablethorpe have been taken over by the Qvengers. So we need to clean out the Qvengers in Mablethorpe. But it'll be a long day. So somewhere in the centre of Mablethorpe, we'll place a tracker as well to see where all the Qvenger soldiers are. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention, some survivors in Haven, near Mablethorpe, the ones that we haven't taken out, will probably fall back to Mablethorpe, like make their retreat there. So when we clear out Mablethorpe, some Qvenger soldiers will make a fall back to the next location. But I'll show you in a minute exactly. Or some Qvenger soldiers will just stay like where we are, stay where they are while we're there and just surrender. Because it's just like what the Germans did in World War II. Well, some of them, you know. And the next day after that, that location is what I forgot what it was called. Ingold Mells. Yeah, so after the day we kill the Qvengers in Mablethorpe, we shall head our way to Ingold Mells. Because the Qvengers do the same thing as what they've done in Mablethorpe. So we find I can't speak, sorry. We find the missile batteries / air defences. And then once we do that, we kill all the Qvengers around in this area. And then we capture it. Oh yeah, even though I did forget to say, we clear out the Qvengers in Haven, we capture it. And then Mablethorpe, clear out the Qvengers, we capture it. And then once we clear out all of the Qvengers here, then we capture it. Not like take over the whole town, you know what I mean. Because it's just like with World War II. Well, basically this is like World War II, but different from World War II. So, wipe out all the Qvengers here, and then we capture the whole place. And then, next day after that, but this is going to be at night time. So, my friend, Matthew Randall, is going to head over and infiltrate Butland Skegness resort, sorry, my bad. He's going to head there on his own and find some intelligence of where Philip Graves is. And once he gets some intelligence from one of the Qvenger soldiers, then Ghost, Alejandro and Soap can head their way towards Skegness to find Philip Graves. Well, Matthew is going to be disguised as one of the Qvenger soldiers, so one of the Qvenger soldiers will not recognise him exactly. Hopefully they don't capture him. So, once we do that, then we are going, well, once Matthew gets the intelligence from Philip Graves, then he's going to head his way out of Butland, well, exfiltrate the area, and then when Matthew's out, then we start attacking the Qvengers in Butlands. Because obviously the Qvengers have taken over Butlands and a load of rooms as well where people stay in. So that's what we are going to do. And then the last day of the operation, this is where we are going to clear out the Qvengers in Skegness for good. So a load of them though. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention about Philip Graves. Philip Graves is staying in Butlands in Skegness. So hopefully when we attack the Qvengers in Butlands, Philip Graves doesn't make his escape. So yeah, anyway. So the last day of this operation, we attack the Qvengers around the area, like around the whole town. And a load of holiday parks as well, as you can see. A load of caravans in Skegness. Yeah, the Qvengers have taken over a load of holiday parks. And there was also one thing I forgot to mention as well. In Butlins, once we clear all the Qvengers out and we can't find any more, place a tracker and let's see if Philip Graves is there. But well, Matthew will tell us the intel. But yeah, anyway. So clear out the Qvengers in Skegness. And this is in Skegness as well. There's the train station. This is where the Qvengers get their deliveries from a freight train, like the missiles, ammunitions, vehicles, etc. And this is where the outpost is, where my finger is. And there's even more outposts of where the Qvengers are in Skegness. And that is here, the War Memorial playing fields. Yes, so we need to go there and we need to get a flare up and a tracker as well. But first, we need to find where all the air defences are. Well, during this operation, we need some intelligence of where the air defences are, like missile batteries. And we need to destroy them. Yeah, so once we do that, then we will place a flare and a tracker down, like here, and let the Marcus Hunt aircrafts and all the Marcus Hunt soldiers know where we are. And then the Qvengers will probably have to surrender. So we place a flare there, the Qvenger soldiers will see it, and they would know that they're not going to beat us, and they know that we have them surrounded. Because that's what we're going to do, place a flare. For example, Marcus Hunt vehicles coming from there, aircrafts and all that. Yeah, so basically, we are going to surround the Qvengers in Skegness. So that's what we are going to be doing. And then the next after that, we head over to the Skegness Pier Pleasure Beach and the pier as well, because that's where the Qvengers have taken over. And the arcade as well is where the Qvengers have also taken over. So we need to clear a load of Qvenger soldiers inside there and also clean up the whole place of Skegness. So once we clean out the Qvengers around in this area, do the same thing like what we do here. The tracker and the flare. So that way we can surround the Qvengers. Oh yeah. And when Matthew, after Matthew infiltrates Butlins, yeah, we start attacking the Qvengers and Butlins, and then Squad 141 can finally get their revenge by killing Philip Graves. So that's what we are going to do. So once all the Qvengers have been defeated in Skegness, then the operation will be complete. So the Qvengers can no longer take over Skegness, Mablethorpe and in Gold Mills. And then we can all go home. So that's what we are going to be doing, and that's how we are going to defeat the Qvengers. So that's our operation planned. So so this operation will start on the 23rd until the 27th of January. Well, 27th is on a Friday. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to show the Qvengers what we are made of. And hopefully, Mr. Witheridge HQ will not third party us. So we need to be careful. And if the Ragnar's, Christian's army, want to help us during this operation, then they can. It would be appreciated. So, everyone, I call this operation Operation Skegthorpe. Operation Skegthorpe. So, this is what we are going to do. So be ready by the 23rd of January. So guys, that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day and night to you all. Peace out. Underwater.